Hello, BookTube. Well, it's a small mail haul this morning, and we've already got the beginning of Luke Lane Reed's Wales Light going on here. But I thought I'd push through before it becomes makes video filming impossible. It's just 4 packages that came. It's bright and sunny today. There's no hint of snow, so the truck arrived, and I thought we'd go through them together. They're wet because the UPS driver changes all the time. I don't know who they are from day to day. So they just drop the packages on the porch unless I meet them. They just drop the packages on. They're not like the mail truck driver who knows me and takes care. There's also the fact that that snow has drifted into the front hall of the building, underneath the door. There's a crack underneath the door where if the snow is really bad, it will blow in. And yesterday was really bad. It was snowing really hard and it was really windy. And I've been brushing it away, but the wind today keeps blowing it back. And so the packages come through the slot and land in the snow and just sit there. But that's all right. So what have we got here? What's the first thing? Watch Me Disappear. Oh, God. Let's see. See if we can get the phone to compensate. Yeah, we can. Good. So far, Watch Me Disappear by Janelle Brown. Who you want people to be makes you blind to who they really are. I learned that the hard way with Deb. Billy is vibrant. A beautiful, outdoorsy California mom, a far cry from the reckless youth she once was. But her troubled past seems only to enhance her natural charisma and allure. She and her husband Jonathan have an enviable life. A great house in Berkeley, a lovely sensitive daughter, friends, nice things. As their daughter, Olive, reaches adolescence and needs her mom less, Billy throws herself into extreme sports, marathons, surfing, mountain biking. These challenges make her feel alive, but one day, on a solo hike in the desolation wilderness, she vanishes from the trail. Nobody, only a hiking boot, is found. Billy's family is devastated. Jonathan drinks, Olive grows remote, but a year after Billy's death, Olive starts having waking dreams that her mother is still alive. Jonathan worries that Olive's emotional stability is at stake until he recovers a secret that sends him on his own quest to find the truth about Billy, their marriage, and the stories we tell ourselves about the people we love. So is this a debut? Feels like a debut. Who is Janelle Brown when she's at home? Pub sheet doesn't say it's a debut. Do we know anything about her? Oh, no. Okay, she's done plenty of other stuff. All right. So Watch Me Disappear is a thriller about identity whose ultimate lesson, I think, is going to be just stay away from people named Olive. So what have we got next here? I know this the sort of thing that just gets people's blood pumping. Some people, but it just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I read them and I often enjoy them, but the sweet spot for me is just when I read a thing like that, I inevitably sense I can see the author behind the scenes moving stuff around. And with nonfiction, you don't get that feeling. The author isn't going to change the way propaganda worked in Vienna on the eve of World War I. They're not going to change the military campaigns of Charlemagne. They can't. So what you see them doing, they do out in the open, which is to take that story that you know and interpret it new, tell it really well, like Stacy Schiff with her Cleopatra book. Stuff that is, I don't know. My instinct, I know it's wrong. I know it's simplistic. My instinct is to say stuff that's honest. Stuff that's honest for an author to do. As opposed to something like this, where as well executed as it is, the author has to move things around so that you don't know right away what happened to the mother. The author has to move things around so that you don't know what it is, what the secret is that the father eventually uncovers. The author knows that all along. And the moving around almost always strikes me as manipulative. Now, I know that's me just going straight to the heart of what fiction is and saying, yeah, that must horrify a lot of you. And it does. I don't mean it to sound as sweeping and comprehensive as it does. It's just, I don't even know if I'm making myself clear. When somebody writes a new battle history of Agincourt, well, okay, I know the facts of Agincourt. I know what happened. I know all the factors involved. So if you have a new theory, like 40 years ago, somebody had a new theory about Agincourt, about why such a small band was able to be successful against such a large army. And it was a new theory. It was different from all the theories that had come before. It had to do with the topography of the field, which sloped off on either side and essentially formed a funnel. Exactly like Thermopylae, the Spartans at Thermopylae. The topography of the field actually made it almost impossible for the English to lose unless they ran out of ammunition and were simply overwhelmed, and that didn't happen. When somebody does that, I can take that book and say, okay, if somebody writes that Margaret Pole biography, for instance, fantastic. It's a fantastic book. Now, I know that story. I know everything there is to know about Margaret Pole. There isn't much to know about her. There's probably 20 pages of hard objective fact to know about her. None of it's in dispute. None of it can be disputed. So you have a story to tell. You can make a story about her significance. You can infer her motivations and the motivations of the people who liked and hated her. And you can do that convincingly or not. And I read it and was thrilled the whole time because because the cards were all on the table. And anyway, you can tell by the creeping light that God is not happy with this assault of mine on fiction. So let's just move on, shall we? The next one is Paradise Valley by C.J. Box. Let's see if we can get that magic trick to happen again. I think as the light gets more harsh, we might not be able to. There you go. So you can see from the cover, there's not much to the cover here. It's one of those photographic things. But you can see two things, wilderness, and one of the two people is a boy. So let's see. For 3 years, investigator Cassie Dewell has been on the hunt for a serial killer known as the Lizard King. He's finally in her sights, but when the plan to capture him goes horribly wrong, she's left with no help in finding the brutal murderer. Can she do it alone without losing her humanity or her life? Between heaven and hell, there's Paradise Valley. Okay. All right. So this author has a lot of books to their credit. Yes. Yeah. A whole number of books, dozens of them. So, you know, how is it here? In her sights, goes horribly wrong. Between heaven and hell. Same thing with this one. No, this is just a cover copy. It's not the book. But Far Cry, Reckless Youth, Troubled Past. Well, anyway, this comes out in June, I think. July. This comes out in July, and actually, Watch Me Disappear comes out in July as well. Then let's move on here to the next. We've only got 4 packages, so your ordeal is almost over. And this light, I'm gonna have to find something to do about it. We can't keep this up. So what is this next one? Oh my, look at that. Oh boy. It's the paperback of the Essex Serpent. Oh boy. Oh wait, this is... Oh no. I keep forgetting. This is the page. Okay, this is the page. Wow, this has got a lot of stuff to it. There's a band around it. Sorry about the lighting. I will figure it out before I make another video. There's a band around it, but then there's also a thing attached to the back, a news story, like from a broadsheet attached to the back. But what I want to know is this is listed for June 1917 or June of this year? Oh no, okay. This is the American hardcover. So this is an advanced copy. This is the American hardcover. Like all other slavish YouTube imitators, I did not wait for the American version. It just seemed too good to pass up, so I got the UK version. But now the hoopla is about to start in this country. So we've got the Essex Serpent. Glad they kept the cover. I could easily picture an American publisher thinking, you know, we need a split-screen, vaguely photographic thing and maybe mauve. I could easily picture an American design team saying that would be an improvement. But no. Okay, good. Excellent. More fiction, but excellent. And now we'll do this one. We'll finish off with this big, heavy thing here. It's either a great big Steve book or a number of smaller non-Steve books. Oh, it's my romance shipment. So I would be glowing this bright anyway, even if it weren't for the light. So we have 4 books here. The first one is a hardcover, and it's not technically a romance. It's a romantic suspense. It's Kay Hooper, Wait for Dark. This is a Bishop Special Crimes Unit novel. Let's see here. In Clarity, North Carolina, where the case is a mess, there's just no clarity. The residents have fallen victim to an unfortunate series of events. An unfortunate series of events is, don't I remember that phrase from? Seemingly random accidents have taken the lives of several citizens in the small mountain town, but these deadly coincidences are anything but. Something is on the hunt in Clarity, and the only clue is a cryptic note given to victims 24 hours before they meet their end. Wait for dark. Okay, well, I like the sound of that anyway. Even though Sheriff Mal Gordon knows how to handle his town, but he has no idea how to handle this. Well, okay, really? Hollis Templeton and her team from the Special Crimes Unit, including her partner and lover, telepath Reese DeMarco. Oh, God. Why would she want a telepath for a lover? Why wouldn't she dump him like a hot potato? So what happens when she sachets into the bedroom and says, honey, does this outfit make me look fat? What happens then? He says no. What happens if he wants to tell her about the game and she says, no, go ahead, I'm interested. And he's a telepath. So he knows perfectly well that age-old female answer is a flat-out lie. Anyway, but while the SCU has prepared them for the unknown, the incredible evil stalking Clarity shakes the team to its core when one of their own is targeted. Now Hollis, the cat with 9 lives, finds herself facing death again. This time, not even her partner can protect her. Good Lord. Things might be so bad she'd have to protect herself? Oh, I don't like the sound of that. All right. But then we've got mass markets, which are always fun. So we have At First Light by Mary Madison. This is going to be another tricky thing to do here with the light. And it's too bad because these are the covers I really want you to see. This is looks like a contemporary romance. After 5 years of reporting on war-torn Syria, Troy Young has returned to his hometown in San Diego. Readjusting to civilian life is proving difficult as he keeps having panic attacks during live shots. But he's given one more chance as an entertainment reporter doing a he said, she said review segment. It's not what Troy had in mind, especially when he discovers who his new partner is. Movie-obsessed Sarah Martin loves her gig at News 9. Guarantee you there are no movie references in this book any earlier than When Harry Met Sally. Guarantee it beyond a shadow of a doubt, except for Casablanca, and there will be no knowing allusions to Casablanca. There will be no, I guarantee there will be no semblance of a movie-obsessed person in this book. Still, the desire between Sarah and Troy has never subsided, even when he picked his career and over her. She doesn't want to trust him again, but they need to overcome their off-screen tension if they hope to handle the drama that's about to unfold. Okay, At First Light. Then we have Face the Flames, a Sugarland Blue novel by Joe Davis, in which we have a firefighter who's not wearing his shirt. maybe he lost it in the big one. I'm not exactly complaining, but it doesn't seem professional. So Fire Station 5, I guess, is the locale here. A near-fatal accident left firefighter-paramedic Clay Montana with devastating injuries. Now, after a year-long recovery, Clay is focused on one thing, getting his body back to form so he can return to the job he loves. And then a chance meeting with a fiery redhead changes his life. Detective Melissa Ryan may be the new cop on the block, but she's no stranger to Sugarland. The jokes just write themselves. It's where she lived with her violent criminal uncle, a man she needs to see behind bars. But when she meets Clay at a crime scene, the down but far from out firefighter makes her rethink her priorities. As well you would if you met someone named Clay Montana. Right? If she met somebody named Steve Donahue at a crime scene, she'd think, "No, I better concentrate on putting my uncle behind bars." But if she meets Clay Montana, I've got to rethink these priorities of mine. You only meet a Clay Montana once in a while, after all. And then the last one is a Regency romance, so we'll go to the top of the pile. This is Tracy Ann Warren's Bedchamber Games, the latest in her Rakes of Cavendish Square. Let's see here. Rosamond Caro has spent years learning the law by assisting her barrister father, despite the frustrating truth that the profession is closed to women. There's actually a wonderful character like that in a Trollope novel, a barrister's daughter, who when he gets home from work every night, has his supper, it goes to bed, and then an hour later he goes to her room and says, "I wonder if you wouldn't mind joining me in my room." And then she's ready, she's waiting for it. They've been doing it their whole life. She goes to his room, sits next to his bed, and they talk about his cases. And she is actually clearer minded than he is, and it's anyway. We'll get to that when we do an all Trollope video. When her father dies unexpectedly, necessity compels her to disguise herself as a man so she can step into the courtroom to finish his cases. She's willing to put her reputation at risk, but she never expects that the greatest peril will be to her heart. Lord Lawrence Byron. Lord Byron? Is he, well, anyway, let's find out. Is a rising star in London's legal circles, despite his reputation as an unrepentant rakehell. When an upstart young barrister defeats him in court, he's determined to discover everything he can about his rival. He's stunned when he uncovers the shocking secret that his new opponent is actually a beguiling, brilliant woman, one he can't help but want in his bed. Passion draws them together as they break all the rules, but it may lead to something more lasting, like love. So I wonder if he's like a descendant. He's like 2 Byrons out from the famous Lord Byron, who wouldn't particularly have cared if the opponent in courtroom had been a young man. He would still have been, well, the alluring part would still have been true. But anyway, there we go. And it's just as well, because I'm going to have to deal with this lighting. So we have Wait for Dark. We have Paradise Valley. We have Watch Me Disappear. We have the American Essex Serpent. How exciting. Then Bedchamber Games, Face the Flames, and At First Light. A totally fiction-oriented mail haul. All the made-up stories. So maybe there'll be another one today. I don't know. We'll see. I had no problem with the lighting yesterday because there was no direct sunlight, but it was perfect for filming. But I'll figure out something, and I'll be back soon. I think you can expect other videos from me today. Thank you.